Good evening, everybody. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero outside tonight in kind of some stormy conditions. So I'm going to step out of camera here just to see. It is kind of gray outside right now. There's a little bit of a breeze, and we're seeing this breeziness associated with a line of storms that's making its way through. So we do have this cold front. I can feel the temperature getting cooler right now. It is because it's getting into the evening, but also it has to do with the storms coming through. So we can see some rumbles of thunder going into the night, maybe the first part of your night ending maybe about midnight or 1 in the morning. Then for Wednesday, it's not going to be the best of days. We're going to see some scattered showers or storms pretty much scattered throughout the day. So it's not going to be too much of a pleasant day, but it's not going to be a total washout either. Then for later on, we are going to be seeing Thursday some spot showers in the morning, but then some nice clearing for Thursday afternoon. And that nice weather looks like it's going to pretty much go through the rest of the weekend. So that was the quick little weather update part. Now with the tropical update. So Irma is right now the most powerful storm that's ever been recorded in the Atlantic Basin. It's a Category 5, sustained winds of 185 miles per hour. That is intense. It's right now still in the Atlantic. There's some outskirts getting into the Lesser Antilles area there, but that will be changing over the next couple of days, where the eye is pretty much going to go through the Caribbean islands. Some areas may get a little bit worse on the northern part of the Caribbean islands, depending on the exact track. This is the thing that's been challenging for the past week with this storm. So in the beginning, some of the forecast models did show a direct hit to New York City. Doesn't really look like that anymore. The forecast models also showed hitting Texas again. So it was a wide range of a landfall between Texas and New York City. Now it's much more accurate with the forecasting, but there's still lots of room for variability. So I'm going to say it's anywhere between Florida and the Carolinas. That's kind of where we're seeing, with the latest forecast models, the track and the eye to make landfall. Florida's already issued the governor of Florida already put out a state of emergency. There are voluntary evacuation orders in place right now for Florida. But we are also going to be seeing this probably also in the Caribbean islands. So I was just there last week. I missed it by a day. Otherwise, I would probably be stuck there. Because some people I do know, and I've seen other people get interviewed that are in the Caribbean islands, in different, like a St. Martin or in Puerto Rico. There's no flights out of any of those islands right now. They are all booked solid. Some boats, maybe, but pretty much anyone that's vacationing in the Caribbean now the best bet is to just stick where you are, get as much water as you can, and just batten down the hatches, because this is going to be a doozy. Again, this is the most powerful hurricane ever in the Atlantic Ocean. It's not the most powerful hurricane ever, but it's close. The only other one I could think of, this was Hurricane Patricia that hit 215 miles per hour. That was affecting the Pacific Ocean going into Mexico, but still 215 mile per hour sustained winds is a lot. So is 185 mile per hour winds right now with Hurricane Irma. Also, right on Irma's tail is Tropical Storm Jose. So this is very active. We are in the heart of hurricane season now, with one storm after the other after the other. We had Harvey. Then now we're going to have Irma. That's going to be devastating wherever it makes landfall, whether it's Florida or anywhere between Florida and the Carolinas. It's going to be a devastating hit with a lot more flooding, and a lot of the same issues that we saw with Harvey we could be seeing with Irma. Jose is a little bit of a different story just because it's right on the heels of Irma. It's going to kind of get caught between Irma and the subtropical high and kind of just sit out in the ocean for a while and just kind of churn up the water and be kind of a storm for the fishes. But it's going to make its way up, just not really in the U.S. It could just very, very much just slightly scrape Canada, as it's not going to be... Ooh, it just started raining. As it's not really going to be that strong by the time it gets to Canada. Just going to be kind of like a wave of some moisture by then. But this is the heart of hurricane season now, and this is what we're going to be expecting. So I want to put up a couple pictures here real quick. This is from the National Hurricane Center. This is showing the projected path from the National Hurricane Center with Irma, and it's showing pretty much a hit right over those northern Caribbean islands. So it's not going to be too pleasant there. It's going to be very devastating for a lot of those areas, especially since the houses, they're not really built too high, and they're not really built sturdy enough. So those houses definitely prepare for a devastating hit. Now let me take that down and let me put up the satellite image. So this is the satellite image, not from now, but this is from a little bit earlier ago when we had the sunlight out, showing a pretty well-defined eye with Irma. This is a textbook-style hurricane, and we're going to be seeing a devastating impact from it. Now I'm going to put up a couple of forecast models where they're showing it's going to make landfall. This is the Canadian right now. The Canadian is at the furthest west. This is showing the western part of Florida where it's attached to the mainland. That's where this model is showing it's going to make landfall. Now let me put up the European model. The European model here is showing it's making landfall right over Florida, the peninsula of Florida. And the last one here, the Gfs model, that one is a little bit further east. Again, that Gfs model was the one that was showing a direct hit for Irma in New York City. It's much better now. It's moved, and it's a bit more inconsistency with the rest of the forecast model. So this one is saying it's going to be hitting the Carolinas. All three of them, though, are showing it's still going to maintain at least a Category 4, maybe maintain its Category 5 strength as it's making its way through. So either way, this is going to be a devastating storm. It's already the biggest and most powerful hurricane that's ever formed in the Atlantic Basin. So I did want to give you guys that tropical update. I'll be having much more tropical updates as we progress through the week to keep tracking Irma and give you updates with the forecast models as each run comes in. It is starting to rain now, so I do want to get back inside, and that's about it. I also have a couple of neat videos I'm going to be putting up, kind of like a vacation vlog from my vacation last week with the weather. I'll have some nice shots of that coming up next week once we're done with Irma. So this is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Have a great evening, and definitely keep an eye on the weather, and I'll keep you updated with Hurricane Irma.